Hello, this is Lucas, and in this video I'm going to be going over logical operators in JavaScript. So we can get started. So let's create a new variable and let's just do age. So that age is equal to, let's just do 20. Now what we can do is we can create an if condition saying something like if age is equal to 21. Okay, and then we will just create an alert saying I don't know, something like hello, just anything, just for testing. So now obviously this is going to be false because age is equal to 20, it's not equal to 21. What we can do is we can add an OR operator like this by adding these two lines here, and then what we can do is we can do age is equal to 20. Now the way this works is we check if age is equal to 21 or if it's equal to 20. So even if this is false and this is true, this code will still get executed because this condition is true. So that's the way an OR works. So if I give you a little diagram to make it look easier with the OR. So if the first value is true and if the second value is true, well then this will be true and this code will be executed. Now if this value is false and if this value is true, well then this will return a true because this is true. So either this one is true or this one is true. Now this works the other way around as well. So if we do true and false, this will also output true because we have to do one of these has to be true. Either this one is true or this one is true. And then finally, if we have false or false, well then this is going to return false because both of these are false. And we need to check if this one is true or if this one is true. If either one of them are true, we will output true. But if both of them are false, we will output false. Now if they're both true, that's fine because either one of them has to be true. Okay? Now we can have multiple of these our conditions, so we can have another one here saying age is equal to 22. For example, we can have as many as we want. It doesn't actually matter. Like we can have age is equal to 80 or 80. Right, so we can have multiple one of these, and this block of code that is inside of the curly bracket will get executed if either of these are true or if any of these are true. Even if all of them are false, except let's say this one, well then the code will still get executed because only one of these has to be true. Now the next one that I'm going to be going over is AND. So AND works a bit different than OR. So AND means that both of the conditions have to be true. So you can see the very first example here. This is true and this is true. Now if both of them are true, we will return true. Now if any of these are false, then we will return false. Okay, so true and true will return true, and then if any of these values here are false, we will return false. Okay, so let's do an example. Let's say we have let hour is equal to 12, and let's say we have another one, let minute is equal to 30. Then what we can do is we can do if hour is equal to 12, and so in order to add the AND condition, we'll just use the AND symbol twice. Alright, and then we'll do AND minute is equal to 30. And then we will just create an alert saying the time is 12:30. Now whenever we execute this code, you can see we get the time is 12:30 because this condition is true and this condition is true. Now if this was, for example, 31, this is true but this is false. Now this will not be printed, or this code will not get executed because this is false. And in order for an AND condition to work, both of the values have to be true. Now the very last operator I'm going to be going over is the NOT. Okay, and this means if the value is not equal to something. okay, or if it's not true, or if it's not false. So the example that we're going to be using is, let's create a new variable called name. Let's equal this to Lucas. Now let's say we have an if statement here saying if name is equal to Lucas. Okay, and then we'll just create an alert, print now Lucas. Now this is true. As you can see, name does equal to Lucas, but now if we use the not operator, we will just add this value to the very start, the exclamation mark, and this means not. So what this means now is if name does not equal to Lucas. So this just changes the value from if it is equal to, if it's not equal to. It's the same thing as doing this, okay? But now we can just add it in here. So if this value is not true, okay, then we can just have an else statement at the very end saying alert, saying I don't know your name. Okay. Now whenever we go back, we can refresh and you can see that we get printed out I don't know your name. Even though this is true, but because we have the not symbol here, then we are checking if name does not equal to Lucas. Okay, let's say that we just add an extra S to the very top. Now, name does not equal to Lucas, okay, because we have two S's here. But because we have this not operator here, what we are checking here is if name does not equal to Lucas with one S. Okay,